I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of the meeting was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon on January 11th, 2024. And by posting this notice in the Forked River and Little Culver Post Office, and by filing a copy of the notice with the Lacey Township Clerk, as required by the Open Public Meeting Act. Roll call.
Mr. Bell?
Here.
Mrs. Armato?
Here.
Mr. Conity?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Here.
Mr. Armato?
Here.
Mrs. Claus?
Here.
And Mr. Peters.
Present.
All right, we're going to go into executive session. Be it resolved that an executive session be convened for the purpose of discussing confidential student matters included but not limited to harassment, intimidation, and bullying, confidential legal matters including but not limited to the current caseload, and confidential personnel matters. The subject matter of these discussions will be disclosed to the public when the reason for confidentiality subsides. The length of the executive session is estimated to be approximately 60 minutes, after which the board shall reconvene and proceed with business at 7 p.m. Action may be taken. Motion?
Motion, Peters.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, my apologies. Private session took a little longer anticipated. Going back, we're going to do student representative comment, please.
So our student government meeting was on January 8th, and we're still planning Battle of the Classes, which is going to be the February and 5th to the 9th. Our theme is still going to be music genres, and our spirit days are still going to be February 5th through 9th. And then Monday, February 5th is our next meeting.
At this time, I'd like to invite Alexander Riley down to the podium with me. Please give another round of applause to his friends and family. The unsung hero for the month of January will be Alexander Riley. He has been chosen because of his hard work and dedication to both bettering our school as well as the peers around him. Alex is a member of the STEM program where he has excelled academically so far this year. He is kind and helpful to his classmates and teammates. Alex is described by those in his classes as enthusiastic, helpful, and kind. Outside of Lacey, he helps the community by being a Boy Scout. It is clear from his dedication both to his school and community that he meets all of the requirements for being recognized as an unsung hero. Congratulations.
Nice job.
That'll be it for us, yeah.
We're good? Okay. Next, we're going to do a report from the superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. Welcome to the January board meeting. Thank you, Anthony and Charlotte, and congratulations to Alexander and his family. Another round of applause to him. All right, so earlier today, I did send out a communication about tomorrow's weather, so we are keeping an eye on what's going on. I'm getting updates pretty regularly. So maybe an early dismissal, it may be a closure altogether, so we're not quite sure yet, but we will make that decision by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, so make sure you have your phones on. And we're going to use our normal platforms, that being an automated call, email, and Remind. So more to come on that. All right, we have a lot of presentations tonight. As you know, December we did not present our seniors of the month, our staff members of the month. So we're going to ask for your patience. And I am going to turn it over to our athletic director, Ms. Del Vento, to start us off with a recognition for athletics.
If I could just have all the coaches that are present step down real quick. We were recognized this year for being ranked 44th in the state for athletics. I just want to thank my coaches. A lot of them are not present right now. We have basketball games going on. Our bowling coaches came in. But I just want to thank my coaches for coming here. They work long days. They start at 6 a.m. Some nights they don't until 9 p.m. But they work hard. They're great mentors, very dedicated. And I could not have the programs I have without them, and I am beyond thankful. And I'd just like to thank the Super and the Board of Education for your support in athletics, because as you know, athletics is the front porch to the Lacey community. So thank you so much for everybody, and congratulations to all that have been honored tonight. And thank you so much.
Congratulations, thank you.
Bye, Amy.
Excellent recognition. Congratulations once again to our entire athletic department, to all of our coaches, and to our athletes, because without our athletes, we wouldn't have programs. So kudos to them as well. All right, Mr. King, are you ready for Seniors of the Month? All right.
Good evening, everyone, and I am proud to present here this evening. This evening is sort of a special evening. We have December's and January's Seniors of the Month, so let's get started with December. Our first Senior of the Month that we'll be celebrating is Tiara Bray. Tiara, if you're here, come on down. Tiara. Round of applause for her family who are in attendance this evening. We're going to video on Tiara's account.
Hello, we're here to celebrate our December Seniors of the Month. Our first Senior of the Month is Tiara Bray. Watch a short video on her accomplishments now.
Hi, I'm Tiara, and I'm proud to say that I am December Senior of the Month at Lacey Township High School.
Congratulations, Tiara Bray, on winning Senior of the Month.
Congratulations, Tiara Bray, on being named Senior of the Month.
Up until junior year, I was a part of the softball team, and then I became a STEM representative for my class. And then whenever I get a chance, I try and help with volunteering for the student government.
Ever since your freshman year in STEM, I really didn't know if you and I had a very good rapport. You were quiet, reserved. I took it as if pretty much standoffish. But that really isn't who you are. You're a person who likes to soak in the information, take social cues from the environment, analyze everything that's around you, and then move forward.
Some of my favorite memories would include junior prom, and then I also really liked painting the parking spots in our school parking lot.
There are very few people that are as kind and caring as Tiara Bray. I've watched on numerous occasions in my classroom, and she's helped uplift other students who are struggling doing their work. She is fantastic at seeing opposing views and providing insight into current events and everyday ideas. She just is an all-around fantastic student.
When I'm not working, I like to hang out with my friends a lot, and then I also try and do volunteering whenever I can at my sister's daycare.
Tiara Bray is well deserving of this honor. She's a fantastic student. As a student in my US 2 History Honors class, she was inquisitive, she was a leader, she was wildly intelligent, and she was able to effectively communicate relevant ideas and views to the class. I was always excited whenever she walked in. She was the first person to volunteer, and I'm really, really excited for her future.
After high school, I plan to go to college and be a pediatrician. So that's a lot of med school, but it'll be worth it.
So congratulations once again, Tiara Bray, in being named Senior of the Month.
Again, Tiara, so proud of you. Congratulations on winning Student of the Month, and I wish you all the best of luck on your future endeavors.
Another round of applause. Our next December Student of the Month is our own student representative, Anthony Eckerson. Anthony, come on up.
Our next Senior of the Month is Anthony Eckerson. We'll watch a short video on his accomplishments at this time.
I'm Anthony Eckerson, and I'm proud to be named December's Senior of the Month here at Lacey Township High School.
Anthony Eckerson, congratulations on earning this month's Student of the Month.
Congratulations, Anthony Eckerson, on being named Senior of the Month.
A few clubs that I participate in I am an active member in the NHS. I'm the senior class president in the SGA. I am also on the baseball team for the varsity sports team, and I'm also in the select choir, and I participate in both the fall and spring productions here at Lacey Township.
Anthony, one of the things that makes you so amazing as an amazing student is that you have such a positive impact on others. You have been a leader in our select choir and again our theater program, and you have really shown and given inspiration to so many other students.
Some of my favorite memories here at Lacey Township is that I always look forward to doing the fall and spring plays. I always look forward to also seeing new people during every season that I will go through during baseball season. And I also enjoy going to select class. It's always a great time.
You had such an impact on many, many students, but one in particular. And I would never forget that after the run of Puffs of our fall play, this particular student came up to me and he said, Mr. O, I'm so grateful that Anthony made me audition and I had this experience and that experience changed his life forever. How amazing. How amazing is that you had such an impact on someone?
Outside of school, I always look forward to seeing my friends and family when I get home. I also look forward to going to baseball practice after school, even though sometimes it might be late. And I also do enjoy going to work, even though my mom may not think so.
Ever since your freshman year, I always knew something was really special about you. One, your confidence. You use that confidence to make sure you are successful in the classroom, on the stage, or on the field. Two, your loyalty. You would never let a classmate down. You would never let a teammate down. That's something I really admire about you.
I'm looking to further my academics in computer science, and I'm also looking to play Division II baseball at Holy Family University in the upcoming fall.
So congratulations once again, Anthony, on being named Senior of the Month. I'm very proud.
So we have so many things to look forward to this year. You are gonna just do amazing, 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 great things. So Anthony, again, once again, congratulations, and I wish you much success.
While Anthony gets his award, I believe his family's here in attendance. A round of applause for them as well. All right, moving on to January Seniors of the Month. Our first Senior of the Month is Isabel Caruso. Isabel, come on down. A round of applause for her family who's here as well. Keep that going. Come on down.
Hello, we're here to celebrate January's Seniors of the Month. Our first Senior of the Month is Isabel Caruso. We're gonna watch a short video on her accomplishments now.
Hi, I'm Isabella Caruso, and I'm proud to be named January Senior of the Month at Lacey Township High School.
Congratulations, Isabella Caruso, for being named Senior of the Month, January 2024.
Hi, Bella. Congratulations on winning Senior of the Month.
At LTHS, I'm involved on the Lacey varsity softball team, and some clubs I'm involved in are DECA, FBLA, SGA, NHS, and our Surf Rider Club.
I couldn't be more proud of Bella for stepping up to the challenge of taking a challenging course like Advanced Placement Psychology. It isn't always easy, but she never quits. She has extreme determination and drive to be successful and is not afraid to ask for questions or additional help, and that's something I think she should really be proud of.
I got the pleasure of having Bella in my honors anatomy and physiology class last year. Bella is an incredibly highly motivated student academically, but that never let her interfere with how she was socially in class and was always willing to help everybody around her.
Outside of high school, I love spending quality time with friends and family, being on my boat, being in the sun, staying active, and I especially love being at the beach.
Bella is so very deserving of this honor because she has an incredible work ethic. She brings a really interesting perspective to our discussions in advanced placement psychology, and she's just a genuine pleasure to be around.
She was consistently, like I said, super helpful in class, really compassionate, not just with me as a newish teacher here, but also with all of her classmates. She's a student that I've been really honored to keep a relationship with throughout even her senior year when I don't have her in class. She's always a smile in the hallway that I get to see. She always comes and checks in on me just to say hi, and it honestly really makes my day.
After high school, my plans are to attend a 4-year college and achieve a degree in nursing.
Congratulations, Belle. You really deserve this. Best of luck to you and all your future endeavors. I cannot wait to see where you go.
Congratulations again, Bella, on the well-earned honor of Senior of the Month. I wish you the best of luck in this rest of your school year and all of your future endeavors.
Congratulations, Isabella. Our next January Senior of the Month is Matthew Gauthier. Matthew, come on down. His parents are in attendance, so a round of applause for them as well, please.
Our next Senior of the Month is Matthew Gauthier. Here's a short video on his accomplishments.
I'm Matt Gauthier, and I'm proud to be named January Senior of the Month for Lacey County Pike.
Congratulations, Matthew Gauthier, for being awarded Senior of the Month, January 2024.
Matt, congratulations on Student of the Month. I can't think of a student more deserving than you.
At Lacey High School, I'm a member of the STEM Academy, NHS, and the Surf Party Club, and I'm also a captain of the high school wrestling team.
Matt, you define what a student athlete is. Your focus, your dedication, your hard work is something that you bring not only to the classroom, but to the wrestling mat.
Some of my favorite memories at the high school are having AP Chemistry with Kyle Leonard and Miss York. Kyle really keeps the class entertaining. And I also enjoy having weight room after school with the wrestling team in the fall. I feel I've built great chemistry with the team.
Matthew is very deserving of the honor of being Senior of the Month because he has an incredible work ethic. He's very diligent in his studies. He's very respectful, a great leader in the classroom and outside of the classroom as well.
Outside of school, I volunteered to the Elks Lodge and the Lacey Youth Wrestling Club, and I spent a lot of my time at various wrestling clubs and traveling the country for tournaments.
He was absolutely a really important part of the class as far as having important things to contribute to conversation. And like I said previously, he's just a great leader, someone for his classmates to look up to, and just has a wicked sense of humor and is just genuinely nice to be around.
My plans after high school are to attend the United States Merchant Marine Academy and study marine engineering.
Matt, you've been a pleasure to have in the class over the past 4 years in the STEM Academy, and you're truly a role model. And I'm really excited about your journey to the Merchant Marines, and I can't think of someone more deserving of an opportunity like that than someone as great as you.
Once again, congratulations to Matthew for being awarded Senior of the Month for January. It's a huge honor that you deserve, and it's just the beginning of many more honors I'm sure you're going to receive.
Once again, Matt, congratulations, best of luck, and I look forward to hearing about your future.
And finally, our January Vocational Senior of the Month is Daniel Garrison. Daniel, come on in. His family's here. Round of applause for them.
And finally, our Vocational Senior of the Month is Daniel Garberson. And here's his video.
Hi, I'm Daniel Garberson, and I'm proud to be named January's Vocational Senior of the Month.
Hey Dan, congratulations on winning Senior of the Month.
Congratulations, Danny, on winning Senior of the Month.
I've been involved with the fishing club since freshman year. At that time, it was all virtual meetings, but since then, I've been planning trips, doing different things with people that don't really have the opportunity to get out there and fish.
Dan, every time you come into woodshop, you get onto the projects, complete them, add your own flair to it, and then jump in helping other people, which is what sets you apart from most other students.
I fish a lot, you know, not just with the fishing club, but if I'm not fishing, I'm working. If I'm not working, I'm with the family or the girlfriend. And I like to relax a lot, as much as I can.
He always comes in super early, and I like to come in early. Sometimes I'll actually catch him in the parking lot, and we'll watch some shows on Netflix together before we come in.
I would definitely like to stay in the field that I'm in doing HVAC. I would like to go into tin knocking, which is sheet metal work.
Danny is a great kid with a wonderful personality and a great sense of humor. He is very dedicated to his future and making sure that he is set up for life.
If I had to choose one thing to say it's my favorite about this high school, it would have to be the fishing club because of how involved it is. Looking at any of the other clubs down to Pinelands, there's not really much that they do.
Even though Danny says some of his words funny, I think he'll be very successful in the future, and congratulations on winning this honor.
Dan, again, congratulations on winning Student of the Month. Good luck with the rest of the school year. I'm sure you're going to make the most of it, and I can't wait to see what you do the rest of the year. Congratulations.
All right, Dr. Barrett, that concludes my presentations. All right.
All right, another round of applause to our seniors of the month. All right, we're going to do something a little different tonight because we have 4 staff members of the month. So I'm going to ask them, I'm going to tell you who they are, I'm going to tell you what they do in the district, and I'm going to ask them to join us up here at the podium. So our first staff member of the month is Erin Bannon, who's a special education teacher at Lacey Township High School. Our second staff member of the month is Nicole Bayer. She's a preschool teacher at Mill Pond. There she is. Anna McGuire, she's a custodian at Mill Pond School. And our fourth staff member of the month is Francesca Bacozzi. She's a preschool teacher at Mill Pond as well. Is Francesca here? All right, I am going to read a little something about each of them, and then Mr. Peters has certificates for you, and it wouldn't be a staff member of the month without a video, so hang tight. All right, Erin Bannon, as I said, is a special education teacher at Lacey Township High School, and one of her colleagues who nominated her said this about her. Mrs. Bannon has developed an incredible 18 to 21 transitions program in record time. I agree, it's fantastic. Her enthusiasm can be seen every day as she celebrates the wins of all of her adult students, both in the community workplace and in the classroom. Congratulations, Erin, well deserved. Our second staff member of the month is Nicole Bayer. She is, as I said, a preschool teacher, and her colleague who nominated her said, Nicole is an amazing teacher. She is calm, supportive, and genuinely cares for the well-being and education of her little students and her little kids. She is definitely one of a kind. Congratulations to Nicole. She can't do both. Our third staff member of the month is Anna McGuire. Anna is a dedicated custodian at Mill Pond School, and we all know that our schools could not run without our amazing custodians. Your colleague said this about you, Anna. Anna is kind and always does what you ask her to do without any hesitation. She also helps with other tasks that are not on her to-do list. She is a can-do person and goes above and beyond her job responsibilities. Congratulations, Anna. And last but not least, Francesca, also a preschool teacher at Mill Pond. Preschool, wow, all right. Your colleague said this about you, Francesca. Mrs. Bacozzi comes to work every day with a positive attitude and ready for the day. She shows evidence of excellence in the classroom with student outcomes and with more than positive interactions with her paraprofessionals. Congratulations, well deserved. All right, Mr. Lytle. Video?
All right, good morning. We are here because we're sneaking up on our preschool teacher, Nicole Bayer. She has been nominated for our staff member of the month for December, and we're super excited that we get to surprise her. Follow me. I've got a surprise. Yes? Congratulations. Congratulations! What? You're staff member of the month. Yay!
I nominated Nicole Byer because she is an amazing teacher. She's kind, she's compassionate, she loves what she does, she's patient, and she's very hardworking. She doesn't take days off, she doesn't call out sick, and all she wants is the best for her kids. So I think she's wonderful, and I'm blessed to be her para.
All right, here we are at the high school getting ready to celebrate another staff member of the month. Let's go inside. Oh, hello everybody. Hello. Let me have everyone's attention real quick. Every month, a staff member is selected as staff member of the month in the entire district. So it's best of the best for the month. This month's winner is Pat.
I nominated Erin Bannon for Staff Member of the Month. Erin, I just have loved working with you these past few years, seeing the transformation in our students in a program that did not exist before you stepped into the door to instruct those students has been nothing short of inspiring for me to watch. All of the innumerable relationships that you have developed in the community with businesses, giving our kids opportunities that are synchronous with what it is that they enjoy doing, the book clubs, the Lions Cafe, just all the heart and love that you put into this. So I just wanted to say congratulations. For so many reasons and more, you deserve Staff Member of the Month.
All right, here we are at Mill Pond. This is Mrs. Donahue, and we are off to surprise one of our very special staff members of the month, Anna McGuire. She's one of my custodians. She pitches in whenever we need it, and I'm so excited for her. So are you ready? Here we go. Hey, Anna. Congratulations. You're our staff member of the month for Mill Pond. So here you go.
That is so sweet.
We're so happy to announce that Anna McGuire has been chosen Employee of the Month for Mill Pond. The reason we decided to nominate her is she is a custodian here, but she's more than a custodian. She does so much more, and she never says no. She's there on the spot, all kinds of things. She helps with things that we're setting up for programs. She's just a wonderful person.
And sometimes we don't even have to finish the sentence. She already knows what to do without any questions asked.
And she's a very caring person.
And she's awesome. She loves his kids, and she's really good, kind.
She really,
woman.
yes.
Yep.
She really loves the children. You can see that.
Okay, it's Mrs. Donahue again. I feel so honored because this month we get to say great congratulations to two of my staff members. Our second is Mrs. Picozzi. She's in our preschool program, and we are headed that way, so follow me. Good morning, Mrs. Picozzi. How are you? I have a surprise for you. I do. Congratulations. Sure. Can we come in? Of course. Okay. Tears in my eyes. Don't have tears in your eyes.
Ms. Picozzi is amazing in a lot of different ways. I've worked with her now for 2 years, and the dedication to her kids is something that I've never seen before. She puts her children in her classroom first. She helps every one of her colleagues around her.
Yeah, she also is very dedicated to her job as well. I think the same thing. She has a love for her students like they're her own. She is a team player. We'll give her paras out to anyone that needs anyone. She is also very loving to her coworkers. She cares so much and always is questioning and asking us things about our day.
She looks to exceed in her job every single day, and she looks to make Mill Pond a better place.
Takes me a minute.
Okay, another round of applause for our staff members of the month. All right, Mr. Lytle, I believe we have our Lacey Now, which is a combination of December, January. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, we are going to switch gears and talk budget. Everybody is more than welcome to stay. It's an important topic, but I know that there are a lot of students in the audience and everybody has to get up early, unless there's no school. Maybe. So we're going to take a break.
If you cancel school, they could stay. In the morning, that would be epic.
Nice try. I don't know, they're canceling all around me, so maybe. Good night, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
No.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congrats. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
How are you?
Good.
Congratulations.
Enjoy it. Have fun.
Congratulations.
Good. Enjoy it. All right. Sounds good.
Good night.
Congratulations. Is your other son Merchant Marine also? Where's he at? Right. I thought they were both there. Hey, buddy. How are you? How's it going? Hey, best. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Huh?
Congratulations.
What's he doing there?
Congrats. a Marine Corps. He chose to go Marine.
Okay.
He's in Baseball Fire Festival to be a pilot.
Okay.
That's it.
There you go. Hey, I give full permission if I'm still around, buzz at school. Could you imagine?
The wrestling coach there is on any day now, so we don't.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Take care. Thank you. Congratulations.
Carry on. You got public comment, correct?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, last night we presented a progress of district and board goals and a preliminary overview of the 24-25 school budget. Ms. Ormsby and I are going to do the same thing right now. We're going to do an abbreviated version of that. But before I do that, I do have a few comments. The first thing is whenever we can share good news, we do. And part of presenting progress on our board and district goals is to talk about academic achievement. So on January 12th, which was last Friday, I received a letter from the Department of Education letting us know that in consultation with Rutgers University, they've convened a study entitled the Promising Practices Project. And they write in the letter, through a quantitative analysis, the Rutgers research team identified New Jersey schools with positive student learning outcomes when comparing pre to post-pandemic performance in ELA and mathematics. The data analysis concluded that Cedar Creek Elementary School within your district was identified as a positive outlier. And so I'm not going to read the entire letter, but I did respond that we would be happy to participate and learn what data it is that they're using so that we can continue our data harvesting and our PLCs and our professional development and learn what are some of the positive things that we've been doing. Although I can tell you that we've been working really hard to raise our academic achievement, and our AP successes tell that story, our graduation rate tells that story. Our performance on the New Jersey Student Learning Standards tell that story. And so I'm certain that all of those things are going to have an impact on our rankings, both at the elementary and the high school. So more to come on that, but just wanted to share that bit of good news. The second thing is, and I'm going to switch gears to budget, there has been some misinformation in the community that has confused preschool expansion aid with the operating budget, and vice versa. So the one thing I want to say is that the regular operating budget cannot be used to fund preschool expansion, and preschool expansion cannot be used to fund the operating budget. The other question that has come up is what happens if and when the preschool money ends. So of course we don't have a definitive answer on that. However, we do know that Governor Murphy has emphasized preschool funding as a priority since he took office in 2018. And since then, over 170 school districts have been awarded preschool, including ours, affording countless 3- and 4-year-olds free preschool and a quality preschool. So, based on all that I've been reading regarding the governor's budget, there doesn't appear to be a shift in that regard, but we shall see. And second, as much as it pains me to say this, the outlook for Lacey's 2024-25 school budget does not look much better than it did this time last year. And we're going to highlight why that is in the final year of S2 reductions. Tonight is going to be, again, a short presentation because there is going to be a lot of discussion and conversation about the budget build for 24-25. Ms. Hornsby, you ready? Sure. Okay. Oh, you want to talk from here? Okay. Sure, that works.
Yeah.
You want me to click for you?
All right, now it's going to do all the things. All right. So we went through what a budget calendar looks like and how we actually build the budget. So we start with We start in July with just that's the opening of our current year budget. Then in August, we actually start, I'm actually going to go up the top. Let's see. So in August, we actually start preparing for the following year budget prep. It sounds like it's early, but we actually have to start talking about the following year's budget. It's usually when I start preparing memos and instructions to the budget managers to start talking about the following year. September through January, that's when the board will create the actual budget goals for the following year, the budget calendar. I start collecting information from the departmental managers. We start collecting budget information from them. We start having the discussions. We'll actually start having these public discussions about the budget. In February, we actually start preparing the tentative budget for the submission to the board. In February, the DOE, the state actually releases the state aid figures. It usually comes 48 hours after the governor does his budget address. Last year, he kept delaying the budget address, so those figures didn't come out until March. So March through May is when we'll do the tentative tentative budget transmission to the county office. The county office will approve our tentative budget, and then we'll start preparing the final budget. And then we have the budget hearing in the beginning of May, and then we adopt the actual final budget. And that'll get submitted to the county office and the Department of Education. July and August all starts all over again. So we went over basic budget terms. What a budget is, it's a plan with appropriations, encumbrances, and expenditures of revenue. Appropriation is revenue budgeted for a particular purpose. Encumbrance is a legal commitment of all or part of an appropriation, and an expenditure is part of all or part of an encumbrance. And then revenue is the funds that the district expects to receive during the year. We went over what is fixed expenses versus variable expenses. So fixed expenses are any debt, any contractual obligations, regulatory requirements. Variable expenses are usually the employee wages, employee benefits, supplies, professional development, anything that we have a little bit of control over. So then the actual budget creation, it's usually 3 steps. So first thing we do is we estimate what our revenue is going to be. I can figure out what our tax levy is going to be because we can only increase it 2%. Some other pieces I can estimate what we're going to get. State aid right now is questionable. We don't know what the final S2 reduction is going to be. Then we look at the appropriations. For the most part, as long as the contracts are settled, we know what the salaries are going to be, which is our biggest portion of our budget. Benefits is another big portion of our budget. This year, our health and our prescription, the contracts that we have, they expire June 30th. So we're in negotiations for new contracts for our health and prescription. And then we look at the rest of the appropriations. And the final thing is our revenues have to equal our appropriations. So this is just, we went over an overview of what this year's budget looks like. This is what our total revenues are. This is a breakdown. You can see that the compensation and the benefits is the majority. It's almost 87% of our total budget. This is a breakdown of our appropriations by category. you see our benefits is 16 million. So we went through what the board's role is in building the budget. I won't go through all of this right now. This was more for the board's benefit. We went over S2 again. I know we've spoken a lot about this at the meetings. I won't go through all of this again. This is more of what we want to highlight. This is the net S2 reductions we've had in the past the past 6 years. The 7th year, which will be next year, is the estimate that we think that they will reduce us by. So we think it'll be a $1.2 million reduction next year. So the total net reduction is about $10 million. And the reason why I highlight that it's a net $10 million reduction is because in the next screen, I show us the calculation, the total state aid numbers from 2018-19. Our state aid was $21,556,000. Our state aid this year is $10,470,000. So our state aid has gone down $11 million in 6 years. So that's the impact that we've seen from S2. We've had to reduce our staff by 102 positions. And we still, you can see at the bottom right, we still have to contend with our contractual obligations that rise above 2%, our increase in insurance premiums, tuition increases, transportation cost increases, and inflation. So the budget impact. What we're estimating our deficit to be for next year is about $6 million. And that's before what we're estimating the S2 cuts to be. What that consists of is $1.6 million in increase in salaries, $1.8 million in an increase in health benefits, $350,000 increase in property and casualty insurance, and the $2 million loss of ESSER, because the ESSER expires September of 2024. So what's next? So we're going to talk about staff reductions. We're going to have to talk about aggressive negotiations with our health carriers, supply cuts, impacts to athletics and co-curriculars, and line-by-line analysis for additional reductions. And then our plan. So we're having regular meetings with the Finance Committee and then the entire board. We have meetings with administration to address the reductions. We're working on setting up a meeting with Township Committee. Our next Finance Committee meeting is February 8th. We're hoping to have Township at that meeting. Vanessa and I are working on a meeting with 9th Legislative District to collaborate. We will meet with union representation to talk about the impact, and we're also working with other districts to try to get a meeting with Senator Vin Gopal. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ormsby. We are going to post all of our presentations on our website, and we will update the community as information becomes available to us and as we make progress with the Finance Committee of the board and by extension the full board. More to come. All right, that concludes my comments, Mr. Peters.
Thank you so much. Next, we're going to do public comment. An audience member wishing to make public comment will raise his or her hand and, when called upon, state their name, address, or affiliation and intention to make a statement. Comments will be addressed to the board president. Comments will be made at one issue at a time. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes. No audience member shall be recognized twice until all who have wished to comment have been recognized. This portion of the meeting is for public comments only, and there will be no questions answered. The purpose of this board meeting is to perform our business in public. Everyone is entitled to a public comment. If there is a question for the board, there is an established chain of command to follow. Do we have somebody out there? They're cold. Do we have anyone for public comment?
I think the birds.
Birds need to stay.
Yeah.
Please state your name and address, please.
Regina DeSenza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. I do have a question first about the agenda. On page 2, item 2, the debt service, 1.5 million, is that a solar payment? I believe it is.
It's hard to say because we've consolidated the debt.
The debt was consolidated? Okay, because I know there's more time on that, and it's usually paid on January 15th. That's the only reason I'm asking. Okay. On January 4th, Mr. Peters, the Lacey Board President, announced the formation of an ad hoc referendum committee. No members of the public were invited nor appointed. The school district wants to upgrade HVAC systems and put AC in the schools. 2 buildings currently have AC, and the electric bills are sky high, even with solar assistance. If anyone doesn't believe me, you may Oprah the school district electric bills anytime. In the board's case, no Oprah is necessary, of course. And I highly recommend all of you take the time to go into the district office and completely review at least one set of summer electric bills and one set of winter electric bills. See if you can tell without looking at the names which ones have the AC. I read the bills almost every month unless I'm away. The solar project bond is still being paid for until 2029, and the solar panels are nearing the end of their useful lifespan. This isn't just about upgrading facilities that have long been neglected, but if new equipment is installed, how does the board plan to pay for the electric needed in perpetuity? And how much is currently still due on the solar bond, or if it's a combined bond now, Ms. Ormsby? Can we get a number on that next month? This is what happened the last time the BOE asked for a $19 million referendum for solar in 2009. The district overbonded by $8 million. Surely Mrs. Walker remembers because she signed it. And the district got a reprimand from the New Jersey State Comptroller. This report is still online, titled, "Is Your School District Overpaying for Architectural Services?" The district was not named, but the stats matched, and I submitted the inquiry to the state, so no one can deny this comptroller alert was indeed about the Lacey Solar Project. Borrowed, $19.8 million. Completed job, $11.6 million. Overage, $8.2 million. Simple math. To the public, please, let's not make the same mistake twice. A case in point, the high school boilers replaced just about 3 to 4 years ago while I was still on the board. They were nearly 40 years old. We were told they could explode because the district waited so long to replace them. Every year, with the CAFR, the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, a comprehensive multi-year maintenance plan is also required. The caveat? No one ever follows up on those comprehensive maintenance plans, because if they did, we wouldn't have been told the boilers were ready to blow up. And that's the board's job. The board members are supposed to provide proper oversight to the district, and I don't think proper financial oversight has ever been provided to this district when it comes to maintenance. Thank you. That's my opinion.
Thank you so much for your comments. Anybody else? Public comment? Mr. Ross. Please state your name and address.
Good evening. Gavin Rossi, Lacey Township. I want to start out by congratulating Mr. Bell. A few years ago, you put a shed up at my house. You did a really great job. It was amazing watching how you did that. And if you bring that work ethic to the board, I think we're going to be in good hands. So I wish you well. I missed a few meetings because I had a cold, so I'm turning back to the November meeting where you guys settled one of my lawsuits, the Oprah case. There's some misinformation, unfortunately, that was circulating from some of the board members, namely Mr. Polino, who's no longer with us. And I'll just kind of give you the elevator speech summary on that. The Open Public Records Act gives citizens the right to request records. And unfortunately, the district's response was not compliant with the law because redactions were made without specifying which one of those exemptions allows for those redactions to be made. So I requested legal bills. They blocked out my name. They blocked out a lot of interesting stuff on those legal bills. And I regret that I had to file that lawsuit. I'm sorry that it had to come to that. But unfortunately, when the law is not followed, that's the natural consequence that flows. So just to be transparent to the public, I did not make any money off that lawsuit. The district paid $2,200 in legal fees for my attorneys. As soon as we filed the complaint, the district decided to roll over and settle. We kind of hammered out that negotiation for the agreement, and I got the unredacted records. I don't view it, I think you should make lemonade from lemons. I don't view it as a frivolous expenditure. I view it as maybe some on-the-job professional development, because I think we've had a lot better Oprah responses since then. So again, nothing personal, it's just the law. Turning to some of the stuff with the referendum, I was really shocked to see on number 8 on the agenda, the vendor for the referendum financial services is Acacia Financial Group. If we take a walk down memory lane to the solar referendum and the mismanagement of that, Acacia was involved with that. So, I have the comptroller alert here that Ms. DeSenza was referencing, and it's really just shocking to me. I mean, this document's going to turn 10 years old in March, and really, my question to this board is, what lessons have we learned from this? In every instance when either myself, Mr. Bidnick, or Ms. DeSenza has brought up this issue, we've just gotten deflection. We've gotten excuses. And I'm going to read some of the key quotes from this document. They have found that the school district is one that has having spent more tax dollars than necessary because of poor contract negotiation and limited oversight from public officials. So again, the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I think the citizens of Lacey have not been given full transparency and a full post-mortem on what went wrong with this and the steps that the district's taking to avoid this mismanagement in the future. And it's a legitimate concern because in this report alone, it says we paid $3.5 million more in interest on those bonds than we should have. We could have bought some HVAC systems with that, perhaps. So again, you're asking a lot from the residents of Lacey to put blind faith into this process when I think we have 8.2 million reasons to take anything that this board says about bonding and referendums with a giant grain of salt. Just my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else?
Good evening, Lacey citizens.
Could you please state your name and address, please?
Richard A. Bidnick.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to congratulate Mr. Dan Bell on his excellent success at winning his seat on the board. I'm hoping with your spiritual guidance, this board might begin to have some faith, especially faith in doing the right thing. My address tonight concerns priorities, or lack of them. I want to go on the record that I am completely opposed to any referendum for upgrades to the AC systems for the schools. First of all, I don't even know why we are discussing this. It is not mandated by the state, so as far as I'm concerned, it's a no-go. When I went to school, we did not have any AC whatsoever, and I did just fine, and so will all of our children. It builds character. And as I say, what does not kill you makes you stronger. I have to wonder, though, are we going to stop outdoor sports now during the warmer months of May, June, and September because the kids might have to sweat? It's just ridiculous and just goes to show that this board does not have its priorities straight. Your children's education is the first and most important and paramount priority. Ask this board what they are doing to make the academics of our schools better. Does anyone really think Sinking money into a pre-K program is going to make your kids' academic achievement better? The answer is no. It's a scheme by the superintendent to try to prop up the sinking numbers of this school district. She ultimately is the one to blame for the failing academic student achievement. She is, after all, the academic head of the school district. Several members of this board think she's wonderful. I think not. First of all, she lacks courage, a major component in any good leader. And the case in point is this: her tactics during COVID, her allowing this school district masking of your children, and her draconian policies during this period had a very negative effect on the students, especially the younger ones. The test scores don't lie. Just to remind everyone, when the super was hiding in her office following her marching orders from the governor, I and 2 current sitting board members and 2 other members at large from the public were criminally charged. Mr. Polino, the sitting board president at that time, filed the charges against us with then sitting board's approval. It was done in retaliation for fighting for your kids to breathe fresh air. The last time the school board did a referendum, this board was severely reprimanded by the state for its overbonding of the solar panel project by $8.2 million. These people cannot be trusted with any kind of funding. They are not fiscally responsible. Ms. Walker was the signer of that solar panel project bond, and she still sits on this body today. Gotta wonder, how do these people keep getting elected? You claim you will have a $6 million reduction in state aid coming, and yet your priority is doing a referendum for air conditioning. I guess we all know what this board's priorities are, and it certainly is not student achievement, because if it was, you would have put through reforms, many of which I have mentioned many times before. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. As I like to say, follow the money. It always leads to the answer. And when can I expect that we are going to be number 44 in the state in academics? I guess I'll never live to see that. And the question is this: is the superintendent's contract going to be renewed? For the students of Lacey, the parents, and the taxpayers, gosh, I hope not. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else for public comment, please? Getting a little workout. I got some steps in.
It's a leg day.
Please state your name and address.
Jessica DeLuca, Hetherington Court.
Thank you.
So I've been coming here for probably maybe not quite 2 years, but unfortunately the sad point that I need to make is that you guys keep doing the same thing over and over again. And it's funny that they said that, but it is true. I mean, you guys are sitting up here talking about what you're going to be cutting, but why aren't we maybe going the other way? Why aren't we figuring out why people or why children don't want to come to Lacey? Or how can we better our education so children do want to stay at Lacey? There has to be something else other than just the physical stuff, the soccer, the football, the this, the that. We have to get back to the basics. And the basics is this is supposed to be a school, education. I feel like we're going way off track, way off track. Now, again, going back, I have not been here. I know I've missed a lot of things, but to see those kind of cuts that need to happen, there needs to be other proactive ways about it. My last meeting that I attended here, I discussed about the school reading list for the middle school. Still very upsetting to me, and I don't know what, if anything, has changed, but I'm assuming not, because Mr. Zielinski at that meeting made a comment that he would rather give the books to the kids than them going on the internet. Dr. Pereira, I'm sorry to say that he is one of your problems, and until you remove him from that position, things are only going to get worse. What happened to letting kids stay young and innocent for as long as they can? This is similar to anything in life. If it's easy and accessible, then there will be more of a chance that that child will try it, whether it's drugs, sex, and heck, even foods. There's absolutely no reason why any type of sexuality needs to be taught in or given as an assignment. I appreciate immensely that Cheryl and Sal all agreed that they do not want these types of books in our school, but no one else commented on that, and that's appalling to me. I would have thought that the entire board would have been on that same page. Kim Klaus, I always say it wrong, I apologize. You said in the last meeting, again, this is a few months back, that I attended, that you appreciated our public comments, but not just to share the negative comments, but that you would appreciate our feedback and suggestion to fix problems. Well, in this situation, the only way to stop this is to bring God back into the school. Other than that, you're going to continue down a very slippery slope. As I said previously in my comments, my children attend St. Joe's, and I can tell you firsthand that my kids love it, and they truly adore religion. I mean, every kid hates sitting in 1 hour of church, but it teaches them discipline and honor. They are eager to learn about God, and they tell everything about it to me. It's opened up a part of their brain that would have been untapped if they have stayed in the public school. And I will forever be grateful to Richard Bidnick for really making me look hard at Lacey's school system and challenge me to fight for what I wanted for my children. Mr. Bidnick gets a lot of really bad rap here, and many of you on the board dislike him, but in all reality, your displeasure is because he holds a mirror to most of you. He's telling you all of the poorly managed divisions in our school system, and it's tough to hear that. They say that criticism is one of the hardest pills to swallow, and I agree. Mr. Bidnick has also spoken many times about Ms. Downing's 30-year term here in the board, and you are all very quick to stick up for her. There's no doubt that she has sacrificed her time and is quite the personal accomplishment, but that doesn't make it good for our town and our community. Nancy Pelosi held an office for many, many years, but that does not mean that she performed a great job. The bottom line is that there should be term limits on all governing bodies. People get comfortable in a position and they don't want change, but change is good and it is necessary, especially since the world is always evolving. I'm sorry, but there should not be anyone who serves as long as Ms. Downing, end of story. Lastly, Mr. Peters, you are now a sitting president. When I was here last, you were the VP. Now, in this way, I would like to say that the way you've spoken to residents in these past meetings I have attended was nothing but disgraceful and disrespectful to not just those that it was aimed at, but for the rest of us in the room. Do better, because our community deserves it. And don't attack people just because you feel threatened. Yes, you are human, and sometimes emotions get the best of us, but you also should be held to a higher level of professionalism, and quite frankly, you lost your temper many times, and it was embarrassing to watch. Now let's see if you have learned anything from your mistakes, or will you be blasting me after, again, in your board meeting comments.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else for public comment? Next, we're going to do board committee reports. Mrs. Walker. Every time I say that name, I want an ice cream. Mrs. Walker.
Okay, just a second. Okay. So the curriculum committee, which is comprised of Mrs. Amato, Mr. Bell, and myself, met with Mr. Zielinski and Dr. Pereira on January 9th. And we discussed many things, one being Mr. Zielinski shared a copy of the parent handbook that is being developed by the preschool staff. The goal of the handbook is to create another layer of communication between parents and the school. We also discussed, Dr. Pereira shared the outline of a possible real estate course for our students. The high school business teachers will investigate the possibility of offering it entirely or specific elements that can be incorporated into one of our existing courses. Unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to happen because of money, but it is on the table just to investigate for future. The Governor's Commission to Study Effects of Social Media on Youth was an article back in January 2023, and the committee discussed the formation of this commission by the governor and how it will affect some of our instruction on social media in the future. But we haven't seen any guidelines coming down from the commission as of yet. Mr. Zelinski introduced the reduction of required credits to graduate from 130 to 120 to bring Lacey Township High School in line with the state requirements. We also discussed, Dr. Pereira shared this draft, Parents Involved in Education. It's a proposal, and it outlines the possibility of parent volunteers that can enter our schools to work with our students on a regular basis. The proposal outlines specific requirements that would have to be met by the parents that would enter our facilities, including a background check. Mr. Zelinski shared the formal date of our CUSAC visit by the state, which I didn't write down. Do you remember?
March 27th.
March 27th, they come in to visit. We approved the overnight, or will be approving the overnight field trip for DECA, and a field trip for the AP Biology and STEM capstone, and also the Lacey Township High School Fishing Club, 3 trips. Special education, we reviewed the draft of a possible evaluation form that will be used to evaluate paraprofessionals. We received the Challenger winter basketball schedule. And some of this will be reported by other committees. Mr. Zelinski shared that he is working closely with the technology department and the business office to formulate a plan for the one-to-one program moving forward. Intergenerational game day was yesterday. They met at Pheasant Run. And then that's it.
Thank you.
We reviewed the 2024-25 school calendar.
Bless you.
And that's it. The next meeting will be February 6th, yeah, already. February 6th. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Connie, would you like to do policy committee, please?
Sure. We had our meeting on Wednesday, the 10th of January. Co-rep before the board office. Myself, Ms. Klaus, Mr. Bell, and Dr. Pereira. Health policies to review, although Dr. Pereira provided an overview of how the alerts and everything come out. Our new policies, and Dr. Pereira shared how recognition tonight of his Del Vento, the athletes, coaches, which was done. And then reviewed the calendar for 2024-25, and then had a preliminary overview of the 24-25 budget. Conversation after that. Meeting was over at 5:30, and the next meeting will be on February the 7th at 4:15.
Thank you, Mr. Connie. Ms. Klaus, could you do finance and facilities, please?
Yes, we had a very lengthy meeting. It was myself, Mr. Armato, Mr. Conity, Dr. Pereira, and Ms. Ornsby. The first thing we talked about was our STEM room project update. It's complete. We're just waiting for the furniture to come in now, and then we can move the kids in, hopefully by the end of the month. The architect did do a walkthrough on Friday. And he did determine what countertops need to be replaced because they were scratched when they were being put in, and the room was getting worked on. The fire alarm update, Mrs. Ornsby updated the committee on the status. The project is also complete. The punch list was completed, and the engineer needs to inspect, which he's supposed to come back next week, either Wednesday or Thursday. We had a synergistics update. We're going to ask them to come and do a presentation for us so we can see how much we saved over this past year. We discussed the referendum. Ms. Ornsby led a discussion on the status of the referendum committee. Discussions followed. Goose droppings. We had a complaint from someone from the community, and a discussion was led on the droppings on the walking path, and it's been rectified. The doors at the high school, Ms. Ornsby led a discussion that 2 doors needed to be replaced at the high school, and they will be replaced, and it's grant funded. Vandalism. Ms. Ormsby led a discussion on the vandalism policy and how we handle charging parents for vandalism. That's also going to go to, policy is going to review that next month. I don't think it's been updated since 2005, so we'll take a look at that. Finance, the pre-K facilities grant. Ms. Ormsby led a discussion on how we can move forward with this project. The committee agreed that we should move forward with this project. Discussion followed. The ROD grant. Ms. Ormsby led a discussion on how to move forward with these projects. The committee also agreed to move forward with doing half of the high school roof. 2024-25 budget. Ms. Ormsby and Dr. Pereira led a discussion on the deficit calculation and how we're planning to address it. We also discussed question on November ballot. Ms. Ormsby and Dr. Pereira led a discussion the possibility and implications of putting a question on November ballot to try to increase the tax base. And non-resident student tuition rates, we also had a discussion about that. We're going to leave the rates alone this year, not increase. Transportation, we talked about bus purchases. We need to replace 2 54-passenger buses and 2 vans for the next school year. Let's see. We also discussed the calendar, and we are having our next budget workshop, most likely February 13th, and that's open to the public. And that was it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Claus.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Pereira?
Good.
No comment?
No comment.
Okay. Board member comments. I would like to start off with congratulate all the winners tonight and the teachers and the students for going the extra mile, getting Student of the Month and whatnot. And I'd like to start with Mr. Connie under board member comments.
Congratulations to all 5 of the students, staff members. Really, I think right now, obviously, budget is kind of hard, and that's pretty much it right now. But
Mr. Amato?
I've got nothing to say.
Ms. Walker?
Nothing to say.
Mr. Bell? Your first full meeting. Do you have anything to say?
Glad to be here. I do thank you for your kind words, those that voted for me, and I will do my best to stand for what I said I would do when I got in here. So thank that, and I do want to thank the board. They've been great trying to catch me up to speed, and so that's all I have.
Mr. Amato?
No comment.
Ms. Claus?
No, no comment.
Okay, that was quick and easy. Thank you. I have no comment either. Okay, I'm going to go into the agenda. Start with Denise, correct? All right, here we go. We have meeting minutes, A1, page 2. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Oh, roll call, please. Oh, any discussion on the minutes? Roll call.
Mr. Bell?
I'll abstain on the December ones. Was not present.
Thank you. Mrs. Armato?
Otherwise, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
he did abstain on December, as I was not here, but yes on January.
Thank you. Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
And Mr. Peters?
Yes. Next, we have page 2, A2, list of bills. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes, but I need to abstain on yours, number 953-814, and my employer, 289-299 and 283-300.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes, except I'm abstaining on bill number 950460 due to conflict.
Thank you. Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
And Mr. Peters?
Yes, vote on same on 211210 OCVTS, please.
Thank you.
Next, we have transfers, page 2 and 3, A3 to A5. Can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Good. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have pages 3 through 5, finance facilities, A6 through A12. Can I have a motion?
Can I ask a question, please, Mr. Peters?
Sure.
Number 7, the architect services. I know we were waiting on some more information. Can that be tabled till next month? While
I
we
would like to make a motion
Get that?
If you,
to table.
I mean, you could do it a couple ways. I mean, the most proper way under Robert's rules is you move them and you should second them, and then a motion to table would be a secondary motion once those are pending. So if you want to do it that
Could you
way.
repeat that one more time, please?
Yeah, sure. So I think you called for a motion for A6 through A12, and if that's moved and seconded, then a motion to table any one of those would be in order.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go back to that and follow the attorney's advice. We're going to make a motion from A6 to A12. Do we have a motion?
So we're voting on 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
Well, you're just moving it and seconding it now.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know what you mean.
Because if we motion it, and then we second it, and then we vote on all those particulars.
Well,
You're not
you
gonna
won't be
vote.
voting.
You're not
You
voting
move it and second it, and then it's up for debate, and when there's a discussion, that's when a motion to
So I'll
table
get
would
the
be in
first-
order.
The
Okay,
first
gotcha.
motion, second motion, then I'll have a question for debate.
Correct.
Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Now, if there's any discussion, and if anyone wants to table any one of those, now that would be in order.
Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we table number 7, so we could get further information on the architect.
I'd like to know why, because yesterday our board president and board vice president had a discussion with the architect, and I don't know what more information we need to find out.
I'd like to answer that question.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Ms. Klaus and I did have a long meeting with the architect. There was numerous requests asked prior to the meeting that was not given to us. There was numerous questions that were not asked, given to us, and we felt that making a decision, such a big decision, in less than 24 hours' notice, what I'm requesting is that the architect do a presentation to the facilities meeting also, not only us, so we have a longer time to discuss different options for that. We had numerous requests, if we continue to use him to move forward, that we don't have a chance to actually discuss. And that's why we're asking for one more month to table this, to do some due diligence and get some more research. And
What kind
ask-
of due diligence? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Sure, not a
Finish.
problem.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finish.
The biggest concern we had was the past STEM room
Right.
that happened, and we were looking to implicate more ramification. This project was supposed to be due to us and completed in September. It is still not turned over to our teachers and our staff yet. We spent a lot of money on this project, a lot of things happening correctly, not to our satisfaction when we did our walkthroughs up there. There was a lot of inconsistency and things and rules that we didn't like, and we're looking to find out ways with this architect or another at a time to implicate, to hold people accountable for their actions when they come to this district and they don't comply and follow and do things correctly. My forte is in construction. I believe from start to finish that this job was not done correctly. That's my own opinion. But I'd like to do some more research on that and give us a month to next month till we sit back and let him come back with answers. I requested certain things at the meeting that were not given to us to make that decision or not properly to use this gentleman, continue to use this gentleman with our projects.
Okay, I'm sorry. How long has he been our architect?
I believe 8 years.
About 8 years.
About 8 years.
and now we have to do our due diligence? Didn't we
Well-
not do our due diligence when we hired this person or this
I was
company?
not part of the board then, Mr. Amato, I'm sorry.
Okay. Did we have any problems with previously to the STEM room?
Yes, the fire alarm system.
The fire alarm systems weren't his fault. Anybody that's in technology knows that the reason why the fire alarms took so long is because China wasn't delivering chips. Okay? So it wasn't his fault that it took so long to do the fire alarm project. So to accuse someone of not doing their job when we're stating that we're doing all the facts and the due diligence and we're throwing all these words out is unfair to the vendor. Now, from my experience, being a board member now, I've heard nothing bad about this person. Maybe the people who are your sources are not happy because maybe he is holding the contractors accountable for the mess-ups that they're doing. So for instance, I let
Sure,
you
go ahead.
finish, let me finish.
Sure, go ahead.
How many times do we have to do the counters over?
They're still not done.
Is that the architect's fault, or is it
Third
the
time.
vendor's fault?
What's that?
Is it the hired vendor's fault, or is it the architect's fault?
I'm gonna have to place, I think when they came in, they were damaged immediately, and at that point there, rather than give the vendor three times to correct them, they should have been replaced immediately. And we hired the architect to manage that job, to take care of that.
Correct, but he's not the project manager, he's the architect.
No, he is a project manager. He's getting paid to manage the GCs that do the job.
Correct.
He's
He
not
came in
hired to
there,
do the architect, but
He
he's
told,
also...
I think we're wasting a lot of time on one project because of whatever reason. I don't think it's a valid reason. I think we've had a good experience with this company. I met him once. He was nothing but professional and transparent. And the questions that we asked, if there is any unprofessionalism on his part, this is the first I'm hearing about it. I know this guy to be reputable. I know him to be professional. I know him to answer questions in its entirety, no matter how long it takes to answer the question. And now, because of a STEM room project and a fire alarm project that we know, anybody who's in technology knows that's not his fault that those things took so long to get done.
Mr. Amato, are you done?
I'm done.
Okay,
If
go
I
ahead.
was done, I would say I'm done.
Sure.
Okay? Respect. So here we are, we're tabling something because something that you guys heard. That's what was said in the fine. I heard things. That's not how you conduct a business. That's not how you run a district on what you heard from your friends or whomever. That these people don't want to stand up and say, yeah, we've had a bad experience with this gentleman. If it was a bad experience, they should step forward. If not, we should move forward and stop with this stuff. This has been too long now. We're talking about an architect. He's a good guy, does good work. I'm done now.
Thank you so much. So you're wrong, okay? And you're saying these guys. I specifically asked for contracts when previous jobs in chronological order from the STEM room back to give the guy a chance to prove himself. Go back 5 projects that you've done for this school. You bring in the contract, you bring in the start date, you bring in what the job was at and what the job finished at. He did not provide that. That's what I asked for.
Did he give you a reason why he didn't provide it?
Yeah, he came in and gave us blank contracts with that information and had it written down in pencil on a piece of paper.
So you question his, that he's not telling the truth?
Yes.
Really?
Why did he
so
not?
you're slandering a company.
Are you gonna let me finish now, Sal?
No, wait. You're slandering a company right now in public.
Are you
by
gonna let me
calling that
finish?
company a liar.
Are you going to finish? Let me finish? I let you
God.
finish. Let me finish. I did not interrupt you. I let you go. When you asked for a gentleman for a contract and all the paperwork and how the job went from start to finish and the last 5 jobs back, and he did not provide that in the contract itself. It was written on a piece of paper and pencil in front of us.
I'm not.
Mr. Peters, can I jump in for a
Sure.
second?
I'm sorry. I think this is.
Sal, can I
Yes?
say something? I was at that meeting, and there is nothing personal with him that anybody is attacking. Prior to the meeting, Skip asked for specific information. At the meeting, it was not presented. So he's just asking to wait until he gets that information. It was said in the meeting that he had the information on the paper, and we waited, and it was not given. So I was there. There was no conflict. There was no arguing. But the information was not given, and we asked for it. And he said he had it, but he did not give it, which is interesting to
Did he
me.
give you a reason why?
No, it went in a circle. It just went in a circle.
Wait, what
So,
specific I'm sorry, what specific information,
I
Skip,
think it
did you
was
need?
start date, end date, and project
I
list.
asked for the last 5
Yeah.
jobs that he completed in chronological order.
For our
from the-
district.
I'm sorry?
For our
this
district.
district.
Weren't you guys on the board, though? Why don't you guys know that?
What's that?
The
You're not
projects
gonna-
he's done the last 5.
You can't go back 5 years and know exactly how much a job cost and what the start date was and what
But my
the
point is,
finish
if there
date.
were projects that weren't completed because you know about the STEM
No,
room.
no, I didn't say weren't completed. I said that were completed in the district, throughout the district.
But if you had no problem with 5, but if you only have the problem with the STEM room and you want 5 projects that he did in the past, if there were no problems in the past, wouldn't you know about them if there were problems in the past? You were on the board.
Not that far back. I don't know exactly to the exact perfect timeline. If
Linda, you were on the board. Do you know of any projects for the last 5 years?
Oh, no, in fact, I was just going to ask Sharon and Vanessa if you guys ever do you have problems with him? Is there a reason why you would hesitate for us to vote yes for?
No.
No?
And we have 5 projects we've done in the past 2 years.
5 in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Were there any issues with those projects?
No.
No? Okay. Can we vote? Does everybody have any more comments?
I am looking for 30 days for this gentleman to present in front of a facility.
I understand,
and
but you need a
finance
vote right
committee.
now. You need,
I didn't say no.
okay.
I didn't say no, I didn't want to use them. I said I wanted to do more.
I understand. You want to table it. We have to vote on the table.
It's a big project coming up. I want to make sure I was the right person for it.
Understood, but we have to vote right now on the table.
You still need a second on the table.
So will this hold up any plans for the referendum? Any timeline? If we
Yes,
hold
because-
this up, because,
Yes, it will.
30 days will hold us up?
Yes.
Yeah.
We only have until, we have February, March, April. We only have till May to get everything together. So we're already behind.
and we need this architect to be part of the planning for May, is what you're saying?
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
And
Yes.
can I just say something about number 8? Now, I don't know any information, honestly, about the financial group.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I just want to resolve 7.
Okay, and then
before
we can go to
open
8?
it. Yeah. So there was a motion by Mr. Conity to table number 7. Is there a second?
Second, Peters.
Okay. I think we had discussion, so you should roll call that.
Okay.
So we're going 6 through 12 now? correct?
No, this is just on the motion to table number 7.
Okay.
So a yes vote would table number 7, a no vote would reject the motion to table.
Say that again.
A yes vote would table, a no vote would be no table.
It keeps it on the main vote.
Does everybody understand
Everybody
that?
understand that? If you say yes, that's.
If you want to table number 7,
No.
vote yes.
So table is just for 1 month.
Table means you're putting it off, taking it off the agenda, not voting on it tonight. You would vote on it next
And
month.
that's going to push us back to
Just
causing
1
a
month.
referendum or second.
That pushes us back a month. That's the question mark.
Okay. We ready?
For a roll call?
Ready?
All right. Mr. Bell?
No.
Mrs. Armato?
No.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
I'm going to have to vote no. Sorry.
Mr. Armato?
No.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
And Mr. Peters?
Yes.
All right. Majority is a no, so it'll stay on for voting.
Okay, so now we're back to the main motion, which is numbers 6 through 12, and I think Ms. Claus wanted to bring up another issue on debate.
Well, I mean, would it hold us up for number 8 if we tabled that? No, right? For 1 month, just so we can look into if there was an issue? I don't know.
Yes, because I'm working with them as well for financial information.
I don't know. I didn't hear any of this before. I mean, I don't know. This is just new information, if there is any, but I think it should be.
We've been working with
Okay.
Acacia for years as well.
Okay.
Do you need a motion?
Would anybody else want to table, or, I mean, is this
So where
something
are
we
we?
should?
What are we
vote on?
talking
I have no
about?
idea.
We're in discussion number 8.
You're going to vote 8?
Yeah, I have
You're
a
gonna vote?
discussion on that one, if you don't mind. I don't know if Kim said this, so I apologize if I'm repeating it. If we do try to table, how do you say the company's name?
Acacia.
Acacia, does that stop us from moving forward with?
Yeah, I've been working with them already to get the bonding information, to get our debt ceiling.
All right, enough said.
Any more discussion on number 8? Any more discussion, any board members on number 8? Okay, so we're going to move forward now through A6 through A12, correct?
Yeah, for the
That's
roll
correct.
call.
We had the motion, we had the second, now we need a roll call, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato,
Yes.
Mr. Conity,
Yes, but no on number 7, please.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Armato,
Yes.
Mrs. Claus.
This is 6 through 12, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to vote yes on all but 7 and 8, just because we don't have all the information.
So you're voting no on number 7 and 8.
Correct.
And Mr. Peters.
Yes and no on number 7.
Thank you.
Okay, page 5. Tuition, A13. Can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato.
Yes.
Mr. Conity,
Yes.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Armato,
Yes.
Mrs. Claus,
Yes.
Mr. Peters.
Yes. What would other be? Just going to be
So, A14, we are tabling the calendar. There's some mistakes in it, so we are going to table that.
Do we need a vote on that?
No.
No, because it's being administratively removed, and it's a ministerial item. It's not a
Okay.
substantive issue.
Sure. Page 6, policies and regulations. A15, can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second. Give it to Conity.
Give it to
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato,
Yes.
Mr. Conity,
Yes.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Armato,
Yes.
Mrs. Claus,
Yes.
and Mr. Peters.
Yes. Page 6, Hibbs, A16, A17. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll move it.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato,
Yes.
Mr. Conity,
Yes, but I need to abstain on 17 since I was absent.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Armato,
Yes.
Mrs. Claus,
Yes.
and Mr. Peters.
Yes. Page 6, B, donations. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato,
Yes.
Mr. Conity,
Yes, thank you.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Armato,
Yes.
Mrs. Claus,
Yes.
Mr. Peters.
Yes, and thank you so much. Page 6, programs and curriculum, I'm sorry. Can I have a motion, please?
Move. Move.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato,
Yes.
Mr. Conity,
Yes.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Armato,
Yes.
Mrs. Claus,
Yes.
Mr. Peters.
Yes. Page 7, professional days, workshops, and travel. Can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
I'm sorry, are we doing all of page 7, or we're doing just D right now?
Just D.
D.
Okay, sorry.
Professional days, workshops, and travel.
Okay, sorry.
We had a first and a second, correct?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato,
Yes.
Mr. Conity,
Yes.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Armato,
Yes.
Mrs. Claus,
Yes.
Mr. Peters.
Yes. Page 7 through 10, E, certified personnel, E1 to E12. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Just a second. Yes.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes. Page 10 through 15, F, non-certified personnel, F1 to F12.
All right, we have one change. There's an addendum sheet that we provided for number 4. We removed an employee who declined a position.
Can I have, we make a motion, yes?
Move as amended.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes, but on number 12, employment of substitute support staff, need to abstain on Alice Seeley, please.
Thank you.
Para.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes. Sorry, I keep forgetting who that is.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
And Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Okay, and we have one walk-on. Okay. Be it resolved that the Lacey Township School District approves the following, whereas, I don't have the student ID number.
Mrs. Zelinski, do you have that,
Do
please?
we have a student ID number?
You can add it later and just the
Alright.
student that, which was discussed in executive
Alright.
session.
Okay. Student, as discussed in executive session, has been duly noticed and afforded the opportunity to participate in a hearing before the Board of Education, has been afforded certain due process rights. And whereas student was advised of their right to appeal to the Commissioner of Education, and whereas student participated in a hearing pursuant to NJSA 37-2.4 before the Board of Education, which took place on January 18, 2024, and has been afforded certain due process rights. Whereas the preponderance of the evidence indicated that the student engaged in prohibited conduct that had said behavior constitutes cause for further discipline. Now therefore be it resolved that in accordance with NJSA 18A 37.5, student will be suspended and placed in an interim alternative placement ending June 30th, 2024. Be it resolved that the student will be excluded from participating in all Lacey Township School District extracurricular activities and is not permitted on school property or any other school function without prior approval of the superintendent during that period. All right, can I have a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
And Mr. Peters?
Yes. There's so many, if you need to read it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. And then we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming.